In our Seeking Death investigation, we expose death penalty cases here in the Valley have cost hundreds of millions of our tax dollars and rarely end in death sentences. And that raises an important question. Should the Maricopa County Attorney's Office seek death in cases if the victim's family doesn't want it? I'm ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biscobing, and you're watching another chapter in our special joint investigation with ProPublica. We're exposing the secrecy in how MCAO picks death penalty cases. For years, they've had a secret committee taking secret votes, and in this story, we'll show you how families have been impacted by what prosecutors decide. To this day, do you feel like you and your family have made sense of what happened?
No, I don't think we will ever make sense of it.
Back in 2016, Sherry Spooney's niece did the incomprehensible.
The mother accused of killing her 3 children was just in court. Octavia Rogers seemed bewildered as to what was going on.
After Octavia stabbed her sons, she tried to kill herself. The boys were 8, 5, and 2 months old.
The day that they were buried, that was a tough day. That was a really tough day.
Octavia Rogers visibly upset when she walked into the courtroom this morning. She was barely able to say her own name when asked by the judge.
You know, the mental illness or what we could have done differently or if there's anything that she could have done differently. So those, I don't think those questions will ever be answered. She still hasn't grasped what it is that happened. So of course, if she can't understand it, she can't help us understand it either.
Sherry and her family still don't understand why the Maricopa County Attorney's Office sought the death penalty. By killing Octavia, who's that justice for?
I agree. Who is that justice for? What would it solve? How would it help the situation, if anything? Who is it for? I mean, who is it? Is it for someone's limelight? Is it for someone to get accolades, you know, which is, you know, and I think that's really, it's terrible.
Was anyone related to the family ever consulted about that or contacted?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Really, no one?
No one.
Now, MCAO disputes that. The office claims prosecutors did contact the family, but there's no disputing. The family did not want death.
We've already lost 3 family members. Why would we want to see her be put to death also?
We reviewed files for 20 years worth of county death penalty cases. We found MCAO sought death hundreds of times, but only got a death sentence in 13% of them. The death cases picked with the help of a special panel that's advised the last 5 county attorneys. It's called the Capital Review Committee, and for years, MCAO fought aggressively to keep who's on it a secret. Same with the cases they consider and their votes. How do you feel about that?
I think it's disheartening. I mean, it's a total disservice to not just the family, but the victims of the family. And in this case, we're both. We're one and the same. And if they're going to make decisions for someone else, it should be known.
Our entire court system is supposed to be open and public. And this is not that at all. This is a complete black box.
Jared Keenan is with ACLU Arizona. In 2019 and 2020, as part of a huge public records lawsuit, they tried to get basic information about MCAO's committee.
This is information that the public 100% needs to know.
But a judge ruled state law did not require MCAO to reveal committee members or their votes.
If those making those decisions don't want their identity known and don't want their decisions known to the public, then they shouldn't be on these committees.
In a statement, MCAO says Rachel Mitchell is proud of her prosecutors' work over the years, and she believes they have been successful in prosecuting death cases. And we found in several cases, prosecutors pursued death against the wishes of victims' families.
A father in Mesa says waiting for justice is taking far too long.
It's been 7 years since his son was murdered, and the case has yet to go to trial.
Grant Ronebeck was murdered in 2015.
The Maricopa County attorney is ignoring me.
Grant worked at a gas station. He was shot and killed by an intellectually disabled immigrant over a pack of cigarettes. At first, the family wanted death, but the case wore them down.
I went back to the prosecuting attorney and I begged her, I said, please, take the plea deal. Just take it, let's get this over with. I was told my opinion was appreciated, but that the Maricopa County attorneys were going to follow the path that they felt best.
MCAO kept the case going for years before finally accepting a plea.
The case saw delay after delay as the Maricopa County Attorney's Office kept pushing for this to be a death penalty case, but higher court struck down the effort, saying he had limited mental capacity.
The length of Octavia Rogers' case also took a huge toll on her family.
Can we talk a little bit about how the case dragged on?
Yes, please.
What sort of impact did that have on your family?
It still has an impact on us.
The murder happened in summer 2016, and the case ended last year. After 7.5 years, the county attorney's office had to drop death because the court found Octavia guilty except insane. And when Sherry looks at Octavia's mugshot, with the look on her face and the stitch slit on her neck, she wonders how prosecutors thought the case would end any differently.
There's no way that anybody in their right mind, any conscious human being, can look at her and see that there was something not right.
At the same time prosecutors were pushing for death against Octavia, MCAO did not seek death in a similar case.
That deadly tragedy playing out in Tempe. 2 young children killed, and police say their mother is responsible.
In 2021, this mother killed her 2 children with a meat cleaver. In a recent press release announcing the life sentence, County Attorney Rachel Mitchell said, as monstrous as this crime was, the greater tragedy is that it is not unique. So why Octavia and not the other mother?
They had their own agenda. That's how I feel about it.
Rachel Mitchell declined to be interviewed. So did former county attorney Bill Montgomery, who's now a state Supreme Court justice. Octavia's case happened under both of their administrations. Here's this horrific case where we can step in and be tough.
Yes.
That's what you're...
Yes,
being tough on crime, right?
Absolutely. That's it on the nose. You know, again, like I was saying, try to make her the scapegoat. I don't know, sort of like stick their chest out or flex their muscles and say, this is, hey, we're gonna get this one, you know, even though you're not getting it right.
In a statement about why prosecutors sought death against Rogers and not the other woman, MCAO told us, quote, every case that comes to MCAO has a different set of facts and circumstances. MCAO does not apply a one-size-fits-all decision to every case. I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC 15, Arizona.